Enjoying sleep paralysis happened to me once, only so far. And it's enough for a lifetime for sure. Back when I was in college, I used to get tired, but it was never my body that got tired. But now I'm just exhausted. Mentally, physically. Broken. It was finals week. I hadn't slept properly in days. Left choice blank. At some point, everything just went black. And then I woke up. I was in my bed, in my room, but something felt deeply wrong. I couldn't move. Not my arms, not my legs, not even my voice. My body felt heavy, like something was holding me down. The only thing I could move was my eyes. Slowly, I looked around the room. It was dark, too quiet. Then, I looked away for a second, and on returning from the center of the room, my gaze recoiled. Someone was there. A woman, standing perfectly still, staring directly at me. She was wearing a long, black dress and holding something. I still remember that night like it never really ended. I woke up suddenly, but something felt wrong. My body was completely frozen. I couldn't move my arms, my legs, nothing. I was stuck on my back, staring into the darkness of my room. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but then I felt it. There was something in my closet. I couldn't see it clearly, not at first, but I knew it was there. Not just a feeling. It was like a presence pressing down on me, filling the room with something heavy, something evil. I tried to look away. I tried to move my eyes anywhere else, but every time I did, my head slowly turned back toward the closet, like something was forcing me to look. Then it started. I couldn't hear it with my ears, not exactly. It was more like a sound inside my head, a low, sickening laughter. It came in waves, again and again, getting closer. Suddenly, something flew out of the closet. Before I could even understand what was happening, it landed directly on my chest. I felt the weight, cold, heavy. I forced my eyes down, and that's when I saw it. It was a human head, a girl's head, someone I recognized from high school. Her eyes were open, lifeless, staring straight into mine. That's when I lost it. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. Just broken, choking sounds. My body refused to move, no matter how hard I tried. I struggled, trying to shake it off, trying to move even an inch, but I was completely trapped inside myself. The laughter kept coming, louder, closer. Every second felt like forever. And then it stopped, just like that. I jolted awake, gasping for air. My body finally mine again. My chest was empty. The room was silent. But I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Because deep down, I was terrified that if I closed my eyes again, it would come back. It was sometime in the summer. I was out late with my friends. We were just walking around the neighborhood, talking, laughing. Nothing unusual. Then one of my friends suddenly stopped. He pointed toward a bush in front of a house and said, "Yo, what is that?" We all looked closer. At first, it was hard to see, but there was definitely something inside the bush, like someone hiding, just barely visible in the darkness. We got a little closer, trying to figure out what it was, and then it made a sound, a strange, unnatural sound, something between a low growl and a broken mechanical noise. It didn't sound human. We all froze for a second, then panicked. We laughed and ran away at the same time, not really thinking much of it, just assuming someone was messing with us. Later that night, I went to bed. I fell asleep almost instantly, but then I woke up, or at least I thought I did. My room was completely dark, silent, and I couldn't move, not even a finger. I realized I was in sleep paralysis. My eyes slowly moved around the room, trying to understand what was happening. And then I heard it. That same sound. The exact same sound from the bush. Low, distorted, getting closer. My heart started racing. I wanted to move, to scream, but I couldn't. I looked toward the foot of my bed, and that's when I saw it. At first, it looked like something floating, a shape in the darkness. But as it came closer, I realized it wasn't floating. It had a body. I just couldn't see it, because it was blending into the shadows. Only its head was clear. A grotesque, inhuman face. Its mouth hanging open, making that same horrible sound, over and over again. It kept getting closer, slowly, inch by inch, until it was right in front of my face. I could feel it. I could hear it, right there. And then it vanished, just disappeared into nothing. Suddenly, I could move again. I gasped, sat up, my whole body shaking. I turned on the light immediately, looked around the room, checked every corner, but there was nothing there. The room was empty, completely silent, but I knew what I saw felt too real to be just a dream. I remember waking up very early in the morning. It had to be around 5 or 6. The sun was just starting to rise. There was a faint light in my room. Everything felt quiet. Too quiet. I tried to move, but I couldn't. My body was completely frozen. I instantly knew it was sleep paralysis again. That heavy, helpless feeling. I could only move my eyes, slowly scanning the room, trying to calm myself down, telling myself it would pass. And then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps coming up the stairs. One step at a time. Getting closer. My heart started pounding. I couldn't look away from the doorway. And then they appeared. My brother, my sister, my dad, my mum, all of them, walking into my room. But something was wrong. They looked taller, much taller than normal, almost unnaturally tall. like their heads were getting close to the ceiling. They slowly walked toward my bed, surrounding me, just standing there, looking down at me. And then I noticed they were crying, all of them, silently at first, then softly, like they were grieving. I wanted to speak, to ask what was wrong, to scream for them to stop, but I couldn't. I was completely trapped. Their faces, their height, the way they stood over me, it didn't feel right. It felt wrong, deeply wrong. After a few seconds, or maybe longer, I couldn't tell, they suddenly turned around, all at the same time, and walked back out of the room. The footsteps faded, down the stairs, and just like that, I could move again. I sat up immediately, breathing hard, confused, terrified. I ran out of my room, down the stairs, trying to find them, but the house was quiet. Too quiet. I checked every room, one by one, and there they were, all of them, asleep, exactly where they should have been, like nothing ever happened. I stood there, trying to process it, my heart still racing, unable to understand what I had just seen. I didn't sleep for the rest of that night, and for days after, I couldn't shake the feeling that what I saw meant something.